Hey my freaks and geeks, it's Messin, and today I'm going to be doing a video on how I make my swords. So you may notice the screeching in the background and the wind. We're having 90-kilometer wind right now, and I live on a lake, so it's nasty. So you're gonna hear the occasional screams from my garage door. Also, the lighting's going to be a bit poopy because my lights are up here, as you guys can see, and my workbench is back here. Actually, this isn't too bad. I'm not mad at this, never mind. When I did a test run of this, the lighting was so bad. Anyways, to get on to the point of the video, I am redoing my swords today so they can match Nero standards. So when I did my swords, they were pretty close to standard. They were passable, but they told me I should fix them for the next event. So I am fixing them because the next event is, I'm recording this on Thursday. Not Thursday, Wednesday. And the event's on Saturday. It's a day event. I'm super excited for it. So I have to redo my swords and my other friend's sword. So my friend, so there's 3 of us going, including myself. There's me, my friend Lauren, who she isn't using her swords because she has switched to being a magic user. So I'm just giving my friend Will her old swords, and then I'm redoing my swords as well. So I'll just show you guys the swords over here. So these are the sword. Can you guys see this? I'm using a selfie stick. This is very awkward. I'm gonna hold them up. That's a good idea because I have 2 hands now. So we made one longer and one shorter. So this was Lauren's old sword. Nothing too special. This was the longer one because for 2 swords, one's for blocking and one's for hitting. So whoop, I'm losing my grips. Oh god. Okay, so this was the shorter one. As you can see, it's a lot shorter. We also labeled them kind of by the crinkly. This is tape, by the way. This isn't aluminum foil. This is tape. So I'm going to be showing you guys Will's sword. My swords are a lot more banged up because I used some really poopy duct tape. Because like I said, we decorated the bottom. When we showed up, everyone was staring at us because of the way we dressed up our swords. Oh my god, why can't I grip this thing properly? I'm sorry. But I'll grab mine real quick. So whoop, bending down to grab mine. Toss them up. So mine are the same length. So this is mine. I have a very gaudy handle. Bottom 2. The others opted out of the handle, but I really wanted a handle. This one's not as bad as the other one. This one's pretty nice. It's because it has the matching tape to the others. I got this at the dollar store. The problem was, I didn't get enough. And when I went back to the dollar store to get more, it was gone. And they've never restocked on that tape since. So I had to try and find something similar. So for my other sword, which is, my dad also accidentally threw a bunch of shit on my swords. This one took the worst beating. This used to be straight. So this is a lot worse. This was the front. It had a diamond on it, but as you guys can see, the tape is peeling off on the sides and stuff. It's not a very pretty sight. So I'm gonna do that on my own time. That's mainly why I didn't choose to do my swords. So I am going to cut to me getting, this all set up in perspective because I don't want you guys to see me awkwardly fiddling with my stick. Well, more than you already have. I don't want you guys to see me awkwardly fiddling with my selfie stick. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, so we're back. So I'm going to be redoing the shorter sword for this video. So there are 4 components to the sword that you can't see. Well, 3 you can. Well, I'll get to it. So this is the bottom nub. I used a smaller pool noodle for this. I won't be redoing this bit because this bit's fine. And I have taped it. What I'm going to be fixing is how this is taped. Because right now it's really ugly duct tape. Not that aesthetically pleasing. There's the grip here, which I'm also going to be fixing. Because what I did was I just wrapped it around really tight, wound it up, taped it to the top, taped it to the bottom. So as I was swinging it around and everything, it unraveled on me, and now it's all loose and everything. It's not going to last long, so I'm going to be sticking some double-sided tape under there. Then for this, the main component I used was like a big pool noodle, which kind of fit. There's also PVC pipe under this, and up here is which is the impact tip. Oh boy, did this one harden up. Oh my god. So the impact, this is called the thrusting tip, or I call it the impact tip. And so it's supposed to, cushion the blow when, so it's not like straight up pool noodles hitting you. Right now, this is harder than the pool noodle itself. I'm so happy I redid this. Well, I was going to redo them anyway, but oh, that would hurt. There goes the win. Because, I think, yeah, as you can see, with the tip, it's not even bending, it's not moving, no matter how hard I push, which is really bad because you get that thrusted into your gut, that's gonna hurt. So, the main things you will need for making your own swords is, I grabbed some black rope from Canadian Tire, duct tape, pool noodle. For the thrusting tip, I used a car sponge I found at the dollar store, and decorative tape if you want. So, and double-sided tape. So I am going to completely wreck this thing. So let's get going. Okay, so what I just pulled off of this sword is a tag. This is to tell, so when you drop it, this is to tell what kind of weapon it is. Usually when you're a new player, they direct you towards the desk to kind of get your tag. I'm going to keep this because I'm not sure if I'm tearing up my friend's. I'm pretty sure I'm tearing up my friend's sword. I'm not sure if I'm tearing up Dalton's sword, which is my guy friend, or Lauren's sword, which is my lady friend. Because the thing is with me and Dalton's sword is ours were upgraded because of the fact we went to the player day event, and during that I think our swords got upgraded to silver or something, so they did a bit more damage. So I wouldn't want to lose that tag on him because that'd be awful. Okay, so we're getting into the part of this now. Okay, we have gotten this down to the bare minimums. So, at the base of our sword, PVC pipe, pool noodle, right here is a core. So this is to make sure that your PVC pipe doesn't break over time, is what I understand. So you take a bit of the thrusting tip sponge, you ball it up, you stuff it in there, and then you tape over the top so that it doesn't like rattle within and, you know, slowly break over time. So as you guys saw, this much was a thrusting tip. So the tips I was told is to let the noodle keep its shape, and so you don't restrict it as much. As you saw, my thrusting tip was rock hard, is to wrap saran wrap around it, so then the duct tape doesn't constrict it as much. So I got a roll of saran wrap, and we're gonna wrap this baby up. So let's just get that open, and we're ready to go. you're all saran wrapped up. So this may look really gross, but the reason why you saran wrap it is so like I said before, the duct tape doesn't restrict and it sticks to this instead, so it doesn't get as constricted. So I'm going to wait to duct tape this because I like to duct tape in straight lines, as you saw. Sorry, excuse me, I'm sick right now, that's why I haven't been posting as much. But I like to duct tape in kind of straight lines so it looks more realistic, because it looks a lot better aesthetically than just strapping on duct tape wherever it's needed. So if you put it in nice straight lines like this, you can suspend your disbelief a bit more that it's a sword instead of a bunch of duct tape on a pool noodle. So I bought myself some car sponges. So I almost bought the car sponges I used last time, but since I was making so many, I wasn't sure if I would, you know, need, I bought a ton, but I wasn't sure if I should buy that many. Also, there weren't many there. Also, I'm stingy. So I'm gonna grab the cord that fell on the floor. Because, so for our rules, the thrusting step needs to be about 2 inches. So luckily my the ones I bought, the sponges, I just cut out a circle around the top, and for some reason they were perfect size. So I'm just gonna open this 2-pack real quick. So we just tear off. Problem is I can't tear off all the duct tape or else I'll rip this. Yep, they line up really good. I'll put it here so you guys can see. So I put it here, the top lines up perfectly, so there should be no problem in using this. So what I like to do is I put it around the top, and then I cut it into a square where the edge meets up on one side. So then, you know, it's not as hard to make a circle out of it. So line up. I usually leave a little room for trimming just in case I mess up. So I'm gonna line that up, and I'm gonna roughly cut it out. Okay, and we got a really ugly hexagon circle now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take some of my double-sided tape so I can stick this down after I wrap it in some saran wrap so that it doesn't get squished. So we're just going to take some saran wrap here, and you're going to just kind of suffocate this. There we go. You want to try and smooth it out because on the sword it doesn't, I don't think it personally, it doesn't matter as much if it's a little overlapping, but you probably want to stick most of like this like clumping on the bottom of the tip. So stuck to one end. Stick it to the other. And now you have the basis of your sword. So I'm going to stick this a bit more with some duct tape this time because I want to spare my double-sided tape because this stuff is expensive for this roll right here. So, and this was the smallest roll they had. That was $10. most of the stuff you can actually get at the dollar store. Like I got my duct tape, I got my sponges at the dollar store. I didn't get pool noodles because right now there's no pool noodles, so I had to go and pay a little more money. But these are just recycled. I bought extra just in case, and I may be making swords for the NPCs because NPCs need love too. Once I learn how to properly, you know, make swords, I don't want to give them really crappily made swords. Like I want to give them good swords. I just secured it on the side with like 2 pieces. And now we're getting into the good stuff. So right now I'm trying to smooth out all the wrinkles so it doesn't look as indented. It looks pretty shriveled right now. I'm most likely going to go over, because this is with another layer, not as tightly, but I'm most likely going to go over with another layer to really smooth it out, to make sure it's extra pretty, because I like things to be very pristine. Okay, so this is the base done. It is not pretty. I'm most likely going to go over it with another layer of duct tape or 2 to kind of make it look better. Because right now it kind of looks like a hot mess. So for the top, I'm just going to put some couple small pieces. You also want to stab holes in the top, because if you do not do this, then it won't squish as easily. Air can't get into it, which means it will be rock solid. So you want to really try and, you know, get as many holes as you can. So I would show you. I could find it. Nope. Okay, there. Keep on bending down because stuff keeps falling. So if you guys can see, I'm not sure if you can see in this really poopy lighting, but there's just holes stabbed all in here. We used a pair of scissors. It didn't go so well because, as you can see, it kind of just made dents instead of holes. That scared me. The wind screamed. But stop it. But so you really want to make sure you actually get those holes through, because it won't be a good thrusting tip then, and then you might not pass the inspection. Okay, so, oh yeah, you see now with the saran wrap, you see that collapse? That's a good thing. You want it to collapse. Oh god. You want it to, when it impacts, you want it to smush. You don't want it to, like beforehand when you impacted it, right? It was, nothing happened. So you want that smush, that impact you get. Though you may leave like some crinkles at the top of your sword, it's a good thing. As ugly as it's going to look, it's a good thing, because that means it's safe. Okay, so for the sake of time, and for, you know, your guys' time, we're gonna move on to down here. So with this, it was a lot more rope than you thought it was. So I just tightly curled it around. So this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this double-sided tape, and I'm going to just put piece by piece, I'm going to wrap this around. Okay, so it is all wrapped up, and now time for the even more tedious part, which is completely wrapping this thing up. Alright, so this is the handle all done. It's nice and sturdy now. Don't think it's going anywhere. So all I need to do is push this back on. Probably gonna put some double-sided tape And then I'm going to cover this up with a bit more duct tape to make it look neater. And yeah, that's how to make a sword with duct tape, pool noodle, car sponge, some rope, double-sided tape, and some decorative tape, and a PVC pipe. So if your game is like mine, and they don't allow any latex weapons, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it wasn't too slow or too confusing. And yeah, if you guys would like me to do another tutorial like this for like a different weapon or something, I definitely can figure out how and do that for you guys, because I know when I was trying to figure out how to do this, I could not find a tutorial, a really clear one at least, anywhere. I had to ask my group. So I hope this has helped you. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!